Welcome to section 4 of implementing core location and MapKit. In the previous section, we added core data into our project and worked with adding data into our database. In this section, we're going to have a look at a number of different things. Firstly, we're going to look at how we can set up core location and work with Location Manager to get the user's location. Then, we're going to create a map view and center on the location. After that, we'll look at how we can work with annotations to display our data on the map view. And finally, we're going to work with the MapViewDelegate methods to allow selection of our annotations. So in the previous section, we looked at how we can get data into core data. And now we're going to work with another framework called core location. So we can retrieve our user's location. So in this video, at first we're going to start by creating an instance of Location Manager through core location. And then we'll make a decision between using always and when in use usage for updating that location, and how we can display a user-friendly message to our users. Location services are a great way to provide functionality to your user and allow them to do interesting things such as find places on maps or show routes to places they want to go. iOS has a framework called Core Location to help you implement the code required to start accessing the location services built into the phone. Let's start this off by creating another class to deal with the management of the location. We'll call this Dream Location Manager. Then, the same as with core data, in order to access the classes and methods and properties associated with the core locations, we want to import this framework into our class. Then we'll create a new class, Dream Location Manager. In here, we're going to create a shared instance as a static constant, as we did in our previous video for the core data manager. Next, we'll set up a property for the location manager, and set this as the CL Location Manager. CL Location Manager is the main class that gives us access to location services on our device. Through this class, we're able to access the user's region and coordinates and to track their movements to provide great user experience. Next, we'll create a new method and we'll call this SetUpLocationManager. Within this, we will write a call to two methods to our Location Manager. The first, LocationManager.requestWhenInUse authorization, will request the authorization to use the location when the app is in use. There are two options that we can call on here. It's in use and always. The decision to use either of these services comes down to whether you have need to access the location outside the app. If you're accessing things like external regions for entry and exiting, then requesting the location services on an always basis is a great idea. If not, then the user might not allow you to access these. The second method, LocationManager.startUpdatingLocation, will begin updating location services. Now let's go to our Dream Table View controller and call the method we just wrote in our viewDidLoad. So Dream Location Manager.SharedInstance.SetUpLocationManager. The final thing you need to do is to provide a message to your users to allow them to understand why it is that you are requesting access to location services. This permission request only comes up once in the lifetime of the application, and if a user rejects it, they will have to go into their settings and turn it back on. So it is best to be as descriptive yet succinct as possible to relay the information to the user. To create this message, we'll go into the info.plist, and in here we click the plus sign at the top, and as the key we put in ns location when in use usage description. And as a description, we can put whatever we like. I'm going to write, we'll only use your location to help identify your dreams and where you want to go. Now let's run the app and see what we get. As you can see, when the app loads for the first time, we'll get an alert that the user can choose to accept or reject. And if they accept it, then we can give them access to the location services options in our app. For more information about core location in iOS, please visit the following links. And so, now that we've got our location updating, in the next video, we're going to see how we can create a map view and center on the position